Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Disco Elysium. I'm Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy to have you here with me as I explore the world in rags a little bit, because we didn't explore it before. So, let's see what these things have for us. A small sign reads, Mess Hall reserved for Union members. Doors open at 1600 hours. The Union members probably aren't in there. We have this lady over here that observed my dashing for safety of not having to pay for my room. What is that? This royal pinball machine is unplugged. Excuse me.
Hello, sweetie.
The elderly woman turns to you with a smile.
Wait, who's Sweetie?
Who's Sweetie?
Why, you are, officer.
I'm no Sweetie. Look at me.
You're a handsome man, officer, with your mustache and your chiseled jaw and that silly dimple on your chin.
That stupid dimple has only brought me suffering.
Love can be cruel, sweetie.
Her expression turns serious.
Love can be cruel. You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained. I completely forgot to introduce myself.
She slaps herself on the forehead.
I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
Her eyes glitter over the rims of her glasses as she looks up, smiling.
This Lena is wacky enough for the Motley Crew. Hire her on the spot.
For the Motley Crew? That's not... The cops aren't the Motley Crew, are they? You seem to be in a chair.
Yes, dear. I'm a paraplegic.
A paraplegic is someone with limited or no ability to use the lower half of their body. Paraplegia is caused by spinal cord injuries, like falling from a great height, or a grenade explosion.
A grenade? Did you fight in the war?
No, dear. I'm not quite that old, although I was injured in the line of duty.
You were a tightrope walker.
Nothing so extravagant, dear. Though what young girl doesn't dream of soaring over a crowd?
What did you do then?
I was a training and development manager at a rapidly expanding mail-order shoe company. You'd think it would be a safe job, but I had to be everywhere, and, well, once I happened to be under some faulty scaffolding. I was lucky. This was almost 20 years ago, and I was compensated exceptionally well. One can only dream of such payoffs nowadays.
She runs her hands over the chrome wheels of her chair. Well, I'm sorry, it was rude of me to mention the wheelchair. Let's move on.
That's quite all right. I'm used to people asking questions. I know they're thinking about it anyway.
How would you like to roll with me, then? Her eyes light up.
Whatever do you mean?
I want you to be my wheelchair partner in fighting crime. Ridding backyards of corpses, catching sequence killers.
Sequence killers? Oh my. But I think you already have a partner, sweetie.
She sounds impressed.
A partner who needs you to help him get a corpse down from a tree.
Kim, of course! I forgot I had you.
Yes, and it seems to me that you do well to stick close to him. He has the look of an upstanding officer of the law, someone you can lean on, and, sweetie, you are looking unsteady. And even if he weren't there, I don't think you'd have much use for me.
She looks down. Why? 3 heads are better than 2.
Thank you, but
She looks out the window wistfully.
Martinez isn't the most wheelchair-accessible place, you see. I'd slow you down.
Would you, though? Most of the time we just, look around and talk to people for hours on end, really. It'd be kind of difficult to going up into some of the places that we're going to go into. But, I mean, I'm capable of really amazing feats. I'm not sure I'm going to pull them off. Probably I will pull them off in this playthrough. But I pulled one amazing feat in my first playthrough that I wasn't expecting. It was very memorable. It was really memorable. The game delivered it very well. But it's way later in the game. There's a few jumping bits, and obviously there's a bunch of punching Measurehead in the face, or at least trying, and possibly dying. But yeah.
Perhaps another time.
She turns back to you with a hopeful glint in her eyes. Perhaps another time. Yeah, I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't know where I am, or what I'm doing, or anything.
Yes, officer. You look rather dazed. Like a stunned fox. But surely things can't be that bad.
Her eyes follow your movements with some concern. I drank so hard I forgot literally everything.
Oh my.
It takes a moment to process.
You know where we are, right?
The Whirling in Rags cafeteria. It was on my keys.
That's right. And where is the Whirling in Rags cafeteria itself located?
In hell. We're all in hell.
We're in the city of Revachol, dear.
She flashes you a worried look. Honestly, I don't know diddly squat about Revachol. What kind of place is this?
How would I even begin to tell you?
Her gray eyes widen.
Revachol is the most beautiful city in the world. We're fortunate to be here, you and I. I haven't seen very many other cities personally, but everyone says so. Revachol is a rare jewel. This city used to rule the world, though it has seen better days.
There's a pause as she studies your expression. You must look quite lost.
Speaking of history, you know what year it is, yes?
It's the spring of 51.
That's right, dear. How splendid. Here, take this pen. Knowledge should always be rewarded.
And I got a kind green ape pen.
Her relief is palpable. She was getting pretty worried about you there, but now she relaxes her shoulders.
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government?
I don't remember. I mean, I know her character. I know her character from later in the game, which means, yes, spoiler alert, she doesn't die immediately. No, she stays here for a little while. I know her character from later in the game, and she has a very, very beautiful story. I feel it's an interesting quest line in general. Basically, is just going to a place and talking to people. That's a large part of this game. But her character herself, I remember her being very kind, but not necessarily towards me. I definitely don't remember any of this. And it might have something to do with what I did to her right at the beginning of my first playthrough. But we are not going to talk about that. It's fine. So, what kind of government? So far, I know exactly all the details. But so far, what do we know as our character? We really don't know much. I don't think we've been introduced to the systems around here. So we have options, a lot of options. Some kind of democracy, maybe. I'd like to think it's the dictatorship of the proletariat. Our leaders are fierce warriors. We are governed by intelligent machines. Actually, radios are being used to control people's minds and distort our perception of reality. So this is, and COP, we are living under the COP regime. Actually, these are more options than I thought. I was going to say this is the first instance of us being able to choose. Let me see if I can show it. I might not be able to show it from here. I think it's over here. I think it's this thing over here that allows us to see where or what kind of political leanings our character has. But I am having a little bit of difficulty scrutinizing what each one of these might be. So, since I'm going for what the game calls ultra-liberal, I believe. Yeah, I was trying to remember exactly what the term was. But yeah, since I'm going for that, I think this one might be it. We are governed by intelligent machines that perform calculations to determine the freest market. Everyone hustles and grinds like a badass visionary.
Oh no, nothing like that, dear. Revachol is a zone of control led by an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. We have almost no government of our own. Certainly no machines.
I don't know. Still looks like there's a lot of hustling going on. Maybe she's wrong. Also,
I don't even know what to say. I'm so disappointed.
It is quite disappointing, yes. A lot of people would like some form of representation. There's talk, but for now, the RCM is all we've got.
The RCM. That's us. That's the Ravachol Citizens Militia. That's what that stands for. We've heard of the term. I don't think that Kim said specifically what it means. But he said that term. That's what's stamped on our shirts. So if there's no government, how come there are cops?
Oh dear, this is troubling. You really ought to know that, being one yourself. There aren't any cops in Revachol, not in the traditional sense. The status of law enforcement has been a complicated matter since the revolution. But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break. Besides, I'm not the best person to explain the big things to anyone.
This paints... Oh, this is very interesting. It's a take on the political situation of Revachol that I didn't have in my mind because it's very simplified. And what she's talking about the big things to anyone. It makes total sense that she would put it like that. But it's very simplified, but at least it paints a very, very clear picture of what we're dealing with. The important thing so far is that we don't have citizens' representation, apart from the militia, and that we are controlled by a coalition. But at the same time, we live in a place that used to control the world. I think this dialogue here, if we keep that in the back of our minds, is going to allow us to understand the political setting a little bit better than what I understood the first time I played the game. But now in hindsight, this makes a lot of sense. This game can become very vague and hard to grasp because, people just say half-truths and partial things. And obviously what she's saying here might not be true, but as far as I know, it is. Everything she's saying, but it is important for us to understand when we're gonna start to deal with the more politically active people just outside the door, really.
She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged.
That's our half-light talking. And what's the revolution you mentioned?
A defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this archipelago tried to build something new, something different. The rest of the world didn't like it, so they came and ended it. This was 42 years ago.
Again, super simple, super straightforward. I do not remember having this particular dialogue with her the first time around. But then again, it was very early in the Let's Play, so I might have forgotten about it. But this paints a very, very important picture. Let's put this in the back of our minds as we hear other people talk about the revolution, because we're going to know what exactly happened and all that sort of stuff. Man, this is so good that we have this dialogue over here. I mean, the details are sort of unimportant to our day-to-day because, of course, we're dealing with more pressing problems than 50-year-old history or whatever. But it's really good that the game just puts it all here for us to understand. What does that have to do with there not being any cops, though?
It has something to do with everything. I really don't know how to explain it better.
So, how did I do?
You didn't do too well, dear. You really only knew what year it is. It does look like you're having trouble remembering things. History and places. Reality, in a word. It's very odd.
A sigh. The lieutenant buries his nose in his notebook.
But maybe a fresh set of eyes is what the world needs, and while I'm no doctor, such bouts of amnesia are often temporary, so I wouldn't worry too much.
Who could tell me more?
Someone more educated in sweeping matters. Maybe you should ask.
She turns to the lieutenant.
No,
He looks away.
I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guide either. I'm a detective.
Of course. Then I don't know. Someone rich, maybe? Wealthy people are educated. Though I don't know where you would find a wealthy person in Martinez.
She turns to you.
That's a good point. This doesn't look like Rich Central.
No. A rich people, though. Or a rich person. I do know of a character that immediately jumps to mind. But I don't think that is what we're gonna do. Well, I mean, everybody has a little bit of something to say about the history. I'm pretty sure the one rich person that I remember. Oh, that's not true. There's other rich people. I just wasn't thinking of boats. Forgive me for not thinking of boats. I've got to get going now.
Of course, dear. Good luck with your case.
She gives you a small wave. Bye. Oh, we still don't have access to that. But now we need to get a reality lowdown. You have no idea where you are. Lena encouraged you to ask others to explain the world to you in greater detail. Perhaps try a rich person. Rich people are educated. That is what she said. Also, I want to see what we got. We got a kind green ape pen. That does not look like it fits. But maybe it does. It looks like a Bic sort of pen tip thing. A pen with a green ape head on one end. The ape has closed its eyes, a kind expression adorning its face. It seems to be meditating. I'm pretty sure there's no inherent meaning behind this, but at least we have a pen so we can write things with. Let's just... Oh, what is that? Inside you catch a glimpse of a Union paraphernalia, or of Union paraphernalia, a strike poster. And something else as well. Yeah, I can't get that. Kim, you can't go back there, I don't think. Ooh. The soft purr of an electric juicer comes from the kitchen. Someone is working. Can I actually go in? The door is bolted. A sign reads, kitchen reserved for personnel until 1300 hours. Ooh, we got a thing over here. Excuse me. I am gonna take your Nosafed. That's good for healing, in case I need it. This is a water cooler. A large bubble is rising to the surface. The menu has been wiped clean. Only the word Monday is written on it. Okay, see you later, Gart. I'll look around some more. Bye, Lena. See you later. We could talk more to them, but let's not do that. I'm trying to be as reckless as possible, because I was very cautious the first time around. Oh, wait. We're outside now. I was going to say, we probably should go ring some doorbells. Early. It might give us some dialogue options later on. But it's okay if I don't, right? So here we are, in Ravachol. Oh. This is your car, isn't it, Kim? Cool machine. Let's say nice things about Kim's car.
Before you stands a motor carriage. The bodywork is covered in blue and white livery, bearing the number 57. Vapor emanates from the large engine on the back of the vehicle. It hasn't had time to cool off yet. This must be the infernal machine that tore you from oblivion.
The thing that made the super noise, yes. I'm gonna open the door.
In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio microphone on a hook, a pull-out toolbox under the seat, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge. A scent of leatherwork and heavy fuel oils washes over you.
I'm gonna run my fingers over one of the steering levers.
The white suede feels luxurious under the touch, and the metal clutch handle so very familiar in your palm.
Kim, what are we looking at? What is this machine?
This is the Kupris Kinema, my motor carriage. You can use the toolbox and the radio if you'd like.
He nods at the cabin. Do all policemen in the RCM have such cool motor carriages?
The Kupris motorcar does provide most of our patrol vehicles, yes.
But this is different. This is a sports model.
Yeah, I might be wrong, but this one is a sports model, right?
You're right.
A vainglorious smile spreads over his face as he pats his machine.
I didn't take you for a motorcar enthusiast. Do you also like Tip Top, Detective?
What's Tip Top?
An interstellary racing series. You should definitely give it a go if you like motor carriages. It has fantastic competition.
He smiles again. Can we turn it on and drive somewhere?
No, I'm afraid not.
He straightens his spine.
We have a murder case on our hands, remember?
This must be what woke me up when you arrived in Martinez. The infernal noise.
Yes, sorry about that. The Kupris Kinema does have a rather distinctive engine sound.
He says it with very badly concealed pride.
Let's look around the cabin again.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers, a radio on a hook, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
I'm gonna pull out the pull-out toolbox.
A metallic drawer slides out from under the seat and clicks into place. The tools inside are neatly organized.
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case. I'm not protective of my tools, like some men are.
He's clearly a little protective of his tools. But what can you do? Work is work.
Oh, we can take all of them? Nice. We're gonna take the red-tipped pry bar.
The pry bar feels nice and cold in your hand, heavier than you'd think. Cold and heavy, like truth. You feel like you're reunited with truth once more. Useful for opening all sorts of doors and lids.
It's just our Furies talking to us. First was the physical instrument, and now it's the interfacing. What about the rubber-handled chain cutters?
The handles are long and sleek. Snap, snap, go the cutters in your hand. You can do good work with these. Cut chains, locks, and ropes, especially belts.
That's our interfacing talking. I'm gonna take the hand-cranked flashlight as well.
It's robust, weatherproof, and well-made. Police issue, blue. Lets you see things in the dark you would otherwise miss.
A trivial success by our perception, yeah. And I'm gonna push in the pull-out toolbox.
The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. Preheater gauge casts a warm glow on the steering levers and the radio on its hook.
Okay, I'm gonna close the door. Because we're done here. Something I am also reminded of is that we really don't want to save action or skill points. Let's look at our pry bar over here. You can just equip them. I don't think they give you the pry bar doesn't give you anything, but you can equip them if you want to. The red-tipped pry bar has, quote, Carson T, heavy duty, unquote, engraved just below the handle. It is satisfyingly heavy and perhaps one of the most useful tools to carry around. And then the chain cutters, the meanest looking pair of cutters you have ever seen. Made in Gottwald by Wallschirmwerkzeuge, potentially. No chain, wire, nor barbed fence will ever stand in your way again. They look hungry, ready to chew steel. That's good. That's good. And then we have the flashlight, which is the thing that we are going to use. We're going to use it on our left hand. And we're just going to look around, because we look around with this. Having this on also, I think, will give us either a bonus to perception on detecting things, or I don't know, but we're going to find out. A police flashlight bearing the logo of Grundselung RAO. The small dynamo packed inside this handheld illumination device theoretically gives you the ability to produce a tiny amount of electricity anytime, anywhere. And that probably is that thing over there. You just squeeze that. Oh, look at that. It's got a 57 over there. That's pretty cool. That's really cool. Now, what I was saying is that we don't want to have level ups for days. So, wait, what? Did I not start with a level up? I thought I started with a point. Did I misunderstand? It looked orange, didn't it? I don't know. I made a comment about it, but we don't have it. So, let's see. We're going to talk to everybody. Everybody. But, well, I say everybody. The ones that are available. So that's what I was talking about before, about seeing it from up there, because we've been up there. These are bottles inside. There are bottles inside. You could pick them up if you had a bag. Where am I going to be able to get a bag? I don't actually know. I do need a bag, don't I? Kim.
Yes?
You seem to be following me.
Excuse me?
Nothing, just an observation.
You have a
He's looking for the right words.
distinctive way of walking. If I were to walk in front of you, we would surely collide.
What do you mean, distinctive?
I hope you don't take this the wrong way. It's just a collegial observation. In the 57th, we call it the Jamrock Shuffle. Officers from Jamrock's 41st Precinct tend to move a bit erratically.
How's that?
They say it's a scene-clearing technique developed by one of your lieutenants for gathering evidence. It's erratic, yet thorough. Prioritizes containers.
How dare you?
Yes, but containers contain things, shiny things. They're interesting.
That's racist. I don't prioritize containers. It isn't actually racist. I'm just playing the character.
I'm sure you don't. It's just a stupid interdepartmental thing. I'm making assumptions. We should move on.
Also, I thought it was like just because I'm drunk. That's the shuffle. The Jamrock's shuffle. Also, what do you mean by Jamrock? Huh. We haven't heard that word yet, have we? I believe I know what it is, but now I'll talk to you later about things. Let me see what I can do about this this bag that I might want to find. A heap of snow melts in this wheelbarrow. And there's something written up there. The street sign reads, "Fuck the police." And the other one says, "All cops are bastards." Does it? Nope, pigs go home. The street name is illegible. Oh, they wrote over it. Okay. Excuse me, ma'am?
The RCM in Martinez.
The young woman looks up at you.
What can I help you with?
You sound surprised.
We don't see a lot of police around here, that's all.
The place looks the part. There's graffiti everywhere, and the traffic jam behind you is completely unregulated.
This game has an interesting name for graffiti, because graffiti is a sort of... Graffiti, the word itself, is the plural version of graffitu, or graffitus if you're going for the Latin, graffitu being the Italian one, which I believe would be the what it actually comes from. But the game uses graffitu for singular versions, as well as for plural versions. And so I believe, and I did pick on this word for a little while in my first playthrough, I believe it is actually how they say graffiti in this world, rather than being a typo or anything. I have some questions for you.
Of course. What can I help you with?
What's this fuck the police business?
Excuse me?
She doesn't understand. The street sign says fuck the police. I'm gonna point to it.
Oh,
She cranes her neck.
well, I didn't write it there. I'm just sitting here.
What about the other sign? Pigs go home? Who are these pigs?
I don't know anything about that either. As I said, I didn't write it.
Pig is a widely used term for members of the police. It's not loving.
Mm-hmm. I know, encyclopedia. Thank you.
No need to worry.
The lieutenant steps in.
We are not saying you did.
Okay. Well, I didn't.
She leans back, shoulders relaxing. I think I know who did, actually. My character doesn't, and I'm not sure if he's ever gonna, but I can tell you later. Or you might connect the dots later. Who are you exactly?
Me? I am just a gardener.
She hides it well, but behind the sweat and dirt there is something else in her rigid posture.
There's more to you than that.
Is there?
The quickness of the reply certainly does not prove you wrong.
It doesn't, does it? Yes. What are you doing here?
I'm working.
Working on what?
I have a greenhouse in the yard there. I've been trying to get some work done.
She gestures over her shoulder. But
Well, as you probably know, there's a corpse hanging from a tree there. It smells pretty bad, so I have to take breaks.
Don't worry, miss. We are here to clean it up. You can get to work soon.
Thank you.
she smiles politely.
My head is about to explode from all the salts I've had to inhale.
Salts? Ammonium salts. Perhaps useful for later.
Says our reaction speed. I'm actually not sure what that is. Ammonium salts? Isn't that like a... Ammonia, I think, makes you pass out and poisons you and kills you. I don't think it's like... I don't know. I think maybe it can be recreational, though. Because, anything that makes you pass out can be used for recreation. Because if you want to pass out, then there you go. Do we need directions?
Since the street sign's messed up?
She nods.
Okay. What do you need?
It's a good point, actually. The street sign is messed up. Let's just ask about the place. Where am I?
What do you mean?
I'm a bit disoriented. This is Revachol, right?
Yes, sir. District of Martinez.
She looks around, thinking what else to say.
This intersection is called Roundabout North.
He knows where we are. He just wants directions.
The lieutenant seems uncomfortable with the level of disorientation you are displaying. Kim, I know what you are up to. What's up in the north?
There's the pier, the Cape Side apartment buildings, some more tenements. Not a lot, really.
What about the east?
The harbor gates. Some kind of commotion, I think. I don't follow the local politics. A fleet store, too.
She shrugs. A frit store. That might be where we can get a bag. I mean, it's in stores that we get bags, right? I don't actually know. What about the south?
Some shops and a bridge. The canal bridge leads to the coast, but it's broken, I think. Some kind of accident, probably.
What's on the other side of the canal?
Just coast. There's a little fishing village there, and a fish market. But that got closed down ages ago.
The fish market has. The village not. Huh. Just coast.
Rows of stalls under a broad roof, where silvery fish were heaped on newspapers. Water everywhere, pouring from the heavens in the shadow of the old church.
That's our Shivers talking. Actually talking about things that we would know about. I was going to say that we don't know about. As players, we wouldn't. I know because obviously I played the game, but our character would know. He was here before, right? What kind of a fish market is this?
I don't know. The abandoned kind? It used to gather every spring, but there's nothing to do there now. Just drug addicts.
Okay, what about the west?
It's just water.
She looks at the water, squinting.
No, actually, I think they call it the Martinez Inlet. There are some islands in the bay, but they're hard to reach.
Oh, okay. And what about the corpse? Where is it exactly?
It's there,
She points north.
in the yard, right through the hole in the fence.
Even all the way over here, there's a drop of death in the spring air.
Well, thanks. That's all for now.
No problem.
She nods, brushing a fleck of soil off her cheek.
She's very well composed, back straight.
I have to run.
Of course. I won't hold you back.
She wipes her brow with a canary yellow glove.
If there's a corpse, then you're going to need those gloves for the autopsy.
Oh, good point. One more thing. Can I borrow your gloves?
Sure, keep them. I have another pair.
She hands you the rubber gloves with no visible annoyance. Thank you. Huh. Yeah, she probably is a gardener if she has, like, soil in her, unless she's a murderer and just, dug somebody's grave. Where do these gloves go? They go right there. And now we have yellow gloves. +1 for interfacing. Bye-bye bugs. Thick latex gardening gloves in classic canary yellow. Maybe you should retire, take up gardening as a hobby. It's worth a thought. Huh. Here in Portugal, I think most gardening gloves are blue or green. Yellow gloves, in my experience anyway, tend to be more the dishwashing kind of gloves. But they also work for garden. Anyway, let's, before we say goodbye for this episode, because we're running out of time, let's walk this way and see about that canal thing, because if there's been an accident, maybe there's somebody bleeding out. Maybe somebody needs help. It's a lovely place. What is this? An ancient fountain. It doesn't pump water anymore. There's a tree in it. Ooh, there's somebody over there. Yeah, this is the highway over here. We can zoom out a little, but we don't, like, there's a serious limitation to our line of sight. And the bridge is up. They call it there's a certain name for this. I don't know the name. Oh, there's also a container over here. Probably containing things. Oh, no. What does that say? Samaran butter. Barry, can you hear me, buddy? Asks that guy. Butter sign down. Yep. Butter sign down. Water lock, that's the thing. Out of order until Wednesday, 7:15 a.m. I got really lucky in my first playthrough. That on Wednesday I came this way. I completely forgot about that thing. But yes, Wednesday. Today's Monday, I think. Wednesday we're gonna need to come here. But for right now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Disco Elysium. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video, but above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.